Honestly, I don't know about increased hostility from government sources. I encounter all kinds of opposition to information being given to the press, both under the Obama and under the Trump administration, at every level of government, federal, state, and local. So I don't know about increase, but it's definitely still there in response to FOIA requests and just requests for comment or requests for information. Well, it depends on the context. For freedom of information or public records requests, I know the law well and I assert my rights, and I try and just keep the focus on what my rights are under whatever statute I'm requesting information under. Other cases, when it's not a public records request, just requires being alternately polite and very adamant, or finding somebody else within a government agency who will speak with me rather than the spokesperson necessarily. Just working sources, just like any circumstance, whether they're hostile or not. You might have to be more creative. Honestly, that's always been there. Like I haven't been reporting for decades and decades, but certainly for the period that I've been reporting, the idea of it hasn't necessarily been encapsulated in such a tidy term as fake news, but that feeling has always been there, or that assertion has always been there. I try and stick to the facts of the story as I find them. I use as many primary sources as I can, meaning documents and data that come straight from the people that I'm reporting on, and I just double down, be as thorough as possible, and then if people consider the facts that I'm reporting to be fake, at a certain point, that's not my problem. You can only throw so many facts at a person before they just decide that anything that you say is going to be lies, and then it's not worth spending time on that person anymore. You should spend time working on the next story. Not at all. That's really depressing, but I don't foresee a future in which there will just be a wholesale acceptance of every single story, or necessarily most stories. There is something in probably every story that at least one people and probably a group of people find contrary to their views or to their interests. We're never going to get to 100%, and so that worry about public distrust should only be. We should only let that be productive. It should be a challenge to us to do good reporting, and then we shouldn't worry about just those people who say that they hate us. What do we do about them? That's never going to be my goal, to get those the people who hate me on my team. That can't be my motivation, and I don't think it should be any reporter's motivation.